Yeah, the question is, the thing that most of you are missing, what I'm hearing in these questions is this: you're missing the problem. Said another way, you're missing out on the pain. Because the reason that they don't want to pay a commitment fee, and I will change it from reservation to commitment or something similar, the reason why they don't want to pay a commitment fee is because you haven't dug deep enough into what the problem is. So if they're not consciously aware of the problem, then they can't find enough of a reason to pay that commitment fee. So I want to touch on this before I explain more about this particular process. Because when you use words like expedite, or when you use, in our team, I said to somebody, it's like, because Kai said to me one time, he said, how do I sell to somebody that's, already at this level? So we're selling to a guy that was making about 30 grand a month or something like that. And I said, at this point in the conversation, you should have said, what's your ACV? What's your average client value? You've got this many clients that I've got 250 clients, perfect. And we're charging them around 3 grand or whatever the number was. And what's your ACV on that? What's your average client value? Because now that makes you sound smart. That makes you sound intelligent. That makes you sound curious. And he's probably going to go, I don't know. Which then says subconsciously to the buyer, same for you, says subconsciously to the buyer that Fontaine knows more than me. And now that I, as the buyer, know that Fontaine knows more than me, I'm willing to give her my money. I'm willing to pay whatever that reservation fee is. I wouldn't even frame in your mind psychologically that it's a reservation fee. I want you paying up front. Why? Because you're that good.
Yeah. At the moment, it's refundable. Do you because you keep it's refundable, or
why?
I guess, well, it's refundable at the moment because I guess it's more attractive to say I can guarantee you a refund minus expenses if we don't find your property within 60 days or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And this onboarding process, is this for, so would I be sending like these short video clips to freshly new clients, or would I have spoken to them at least once?
So it is for once they have paid.
Oh, once they've
That is, so your VSL, all of that stuff, front end is all cool for like prepay. It's like preview event, okay? It's another cool bit of language for you to use, by the way, in your marketing and stuff. As crazy as this might sound, for example, I don't use the word free in my marketing anymore, or I try and minimize it as much as I possibly can. So I would go, it's a preview event. Reason being, why, Jerome?
I guess when people just associate with free, they don't really feel like they're committed to anything.
Yeah, Myron Golden calls them cheapo people. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm telling you in advance, it's a preview event for Money Mastery Live, or it's a preview event for Money Mastery Academy.
It also lets them know there's a next step.
Yeah, there's a next step.
There's a next step. This
Yeah.
is just the beginning before you do the next step.
So
Next step.
correct. So talking about picking them up from where they are in the journey, the first thing in order to establish a problem is asking the question. Can I get my clicker out my bag, please, somebody? Is asking the question or framing the initiation of the conversation. It's, hey Jeremy, thank you so much for connecting with me. I see that you've watched the live training and you wanted to book a call today to discuss some possible solutions around how we can help you double your property portfolio in the next 6 months. Is that right? So now what have I done? What have I done, Selena? So I've just seen that Fontaine's booked a call with me. And the first thing that I've said to Fontaine is not, hi, how are you? Isn't it cold outside? I don't give a shit about that. Yeah. What I'm saying is, hey Fontaine, good to connect with you today. I see that you've booked a call to discuss some possible solutions around doubling your property portfolio in the next 6 months. Whatever the time frame is for you. Yeah. Now, what I've done is I've identified specifically where they are in the journey. And once I can identify specifically where they are, then I can take them through that journey. Remember when I had the sad face, smiley face? I can now take them through the journey. And what many people do is they start the conversation by talking about things which are completely irrelevant. How are you? How's the family? How's the kids? What's going on? No. Get straight dialed into conversation, because then people know you're serious. I'm serious about helping you do X, Y, and Z.
Is it not good to build rapport with the client first, though?
Oh, bless you.
No?
The rapport comes in your tonality in that. And the rapport comes across in your tonality. If you watch the conversation that I'll show you this afternoon, you'll see how I develop rapport very quickly. So I'm not sure if we have the video, but if I find it, I will share it with you. But essentially, the guy jumps on, the wife's not there, so I'm a little bit pushed back. Not pushed back, but I'm a little bit like, oh, where's the wife, right? So first thing I've gone is, I can't remember his name. I've gone, hey Max, tell me what's the best thing about your day so far? No, that's what I've said. That's what I've said to him. Yeah. So that's my intro to get him in a positive state about something positive, and through that initiation of conversation, because I have no idea who this guy is. Yeah. So that's the way that I've picked up rapport in that conversation. So yes, there is a little bit of context to what you're talking about in terms of building that rapport, but I think the gap and the distinction that I want you to help you understand is that could be 30 to 60 seconds, not 3 or 4 minutes. And it's not, how's the weather, how are you? Because how are you can go either way. I want to go something positive. I want to go, what's been the best part of your day so far? Or I said something like, what magic have you been creating in business today? And he's going, clients this, and clients frustrated with that. And I'm going, perfect, problem. I'm now mapping that all out in my mind so I know what his problems are, so that then I can utilize that in order to help him move towards a solution. So this is where we talk about authenticity, because I'm going to give you scripts, I'm going to give you wordplay, all of that sort of stuff. But in that conversation, I couldn't have started with the problem because his wife wasn't there. So it has to be an authentic conversation, as if I'm having a conversation with a friend. Or a friendly conversation. But in that friendly conversation, the question that I asked, what magic have you been creating in the world today, allows me to unveil the problem quickly. So, problem. Once you uncover the problem is, what is the pain point? What is the thing that is slowing them down? You have to identify the problem that's stopping them from getting to X result. And you have to ask somewhere between, sometimes it's 3 questions, sometimes it's 7 questions. But ultimately, here's what I want you to get to, is I want you to get to a deep level of understanding about what that client is doing authentically and what they're doing wrong or what's missing. So here's a couple of frames for you to think about. I'm on the wrong screen. No, I'm not. Cool. Hi. So I might go, hi Kevin, it's Jazz Rose from Money Mastery. How are you? Well? Perfect. Now I'm straight into conversation. That's my rapport. Done. Why did I ask, are you well? Positive frame. I don't want to go, how are you? And then they start talking about their cat and their dog and everything what's going on for them. What I can pick up in this part of the conversation though, because to the video over there, that might sound a little bit inauthentic because I'm asking a question without actually paying attention to the answer. I am paying attention to the answer, and you've got to as well. As in, you've got to pay attention to, here's the secret, pay attention to tone. How are you? Are you well? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Oh, you sound like a bit rushed. Is now a bad time to talk? Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just about to park up and have this conversation. Perfect. Or they might go, yeah, I'm okay. Ah, okay. What's in the way of you being absolutely amazing? I'll tell you what, I've got this problem with this child and this teacher is not coming in and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to Jonathan, yeah? Jonathan works at school. Oh, and this person's got this problem, blah, 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 blah. Totally got that. Now we're straight into the problem already. So I'm listening to the response. I'm listening to tone. So now I want to go into some problem questions. So what I've got on the board for you is some problem questions that you can ask to identify and clarify the problem. Here's the mistake that most salespeople, entrepreneurs make when it comes to this sort of thing, is they try to reel this off like a script, like ask 1 question, 2 question, 3 question. The amount of times that I've heard people on the phone and they ask a question that has already been answered in the conversation, that's inauthentic. You can't do that and be effective. So my job is to understand the answers to all of the questions here so that I can then move on to the next phase. Now, here's how I look at it from a CEO to salesperson perspective. If Ellie is doing sales calls on our behalf, as an example, and Ellie goes, that person definitely, Jerome's definitely not moving forward. He said he ain't got no money. Perfect. I'm going to ask Ellie 5 or 6 questions to uncover whether he really established everything, yes or no. So how much money does he have available cash on hand right now? If Ellie goes, I don't know, you haven't done your job. Sorry to use you as an example, Ellie. I know Ellie's a strong man, that's why, and we have a good relationship, so I use him quite a lot. If he goes, he hasn't got any money, and I go, I might ask him, and what funding options does he have available? How much is on his credit? Does he have any credit cards? And he goes, I don't know if he's got a credit card. You haven't done your job. You haven't established enough of the problem yet. And I'm just using those because they're obvious examples that everyone can relate to. You're probably not going to ask someone their credit card question first 2 or 3 minutes of a conversation. Thank you for booking the call, or thank you for joining us on this event today, or thank you for attending the Systems to Scale last week, or thank you for registering to be on our mailing list, or thank you for sending me the DM on social media, whatever it was. I can see that you're looking for possible solutions to X, Y, and Z. How best can I serve you today? Here's a really powerful question that you can ask. What's the most important thing that we need to accomplish on this call today so that we can help you to X, Y, Z solution? What's the most important thing that we need to establish on this call today so that we can help you to scale your business significantly? Even better, what's the most important thing that we need to establish on this call today so that we can help you get more premium £10,000 plus clients for your business? Huh? What have I done?
What problem can I solve for you that's going to get you across the line?
Yeah. And I've established what, Andrew?
Established where
Your authority.
authority. Yeah.
So how would you frame that for your business?
What's the most important thing you need to establish on this call today to get you to that, to deepen your connections with your loved ones?
Sorry?
To deepen your connection with your loved ones.
Yeah, good. And how can you go more specific? Because deepen your connections to your loved ones can be quite vague.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most important thing we need to establish on this call today to get you to that point where communication in the relationship is enjoyable? Still.
Yeah. So this is not the best, but it's slightly better. So what do we need to accomplish on this call today so that your communication with your partner is the best that it's ever been and even better when you first met? Huh? They're going, what? How do you get it even better when we first met? So now that we're being specific, and automatically I'm positioning an entire journey from when they first met to now, which is probably a massive gap. So you're already creating this massive gap. That's all sales is. That's all communicating value is creating a gap between where they are, where they want to be. The bigger the gap, the more likely they pay, the more they pay. I saw you shaking your head there, like kind of.
The more likely that they pay, the more they
Yeah, the bigger the gap. So, example. So you know Ricardo Mighty, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was one of the first people to pay me 30 grand at the top level solution with Money Mastery Academy. His business was doing 250 grand. It's now doing just under $1 million. The more they pay, the bigger the gap. The bigger the gap, because there was a big gap established there. And what you need to do with clients of that type of stature that are quite dominant, fairly successful already, is what I had to do with Ricardo, and what I have to do with clients like that is find out, well, what do we need to do, Ricardo? Like, what's kept you stuck at 250? Even if he makes 5 million, what's kept you stuck at 5 million? What stopped you from getting to more like 10? Like, you're an intelligent business owner. You've been doing this for 20 years. Like, what's kept you stuck here? Okay, cool. So what's the number one thing that we need to accomplish on this call today? So here's a key and critical question that you can also establish in the problem phase. For us is, what are you doing to get more clients right now? Going back to what I shared earlier, it's two things. It's either they need more clients or they need their clients to pay them more. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Jordan, how would you frame that in your business?
What the question you just said?
Yeah, can you walk me through what you're doing to...
Can you walk me through what you are doing to get your team firstly committed to each other and your business goals and your company's goals?
Say that again, because I didn't quite get that.
Can you tell me what you're doing to get your team firstly committed towards each other? And
Why do they want to be committed to each other? What's the goal?
our goal is to accelerate the process of building trust and communication within teams to help
So that?
so that they can be committed to the business goals and allow the company to achieve them.
Here's how I might frame that is, what kind of world-class training are you doing right now in your team so that you can get even better results and double the business? And they're going to go, world-class training. They're either going to go, world-class training, we ain't got none. We need you. Indication. Or they're going to go, oh, we've got this and we do this and we do all of this. And they're going to tell you a load of BS crap that they're doing, or want of a better way of saying it, average stuff that they're doing, which allows you so much clarity now on what their problem is. Do you get that?
Yeah.
How would you frame that in your business, Selena?
Can you walk me through your current well-being strategy or management strategy for managing mental health absence in your organisation?
Yeah, perfect, good. So just perfection-wise, just slow the cadence down a little bit and be curiously engaged in I know this is like a demo, but when you're speaking to a live person, you would be like, so can you just walk me through, watch this. Can you see what I'm doing with my pausing here? Can you just walk me through a little bit more about what you're doing in terms of, I can't remember what you said, I can't perfect it. Like, say it again.
Can you walk me through your current management strategy for managing mental health absence in your organisation?
Cool, can you just walk me through your mental health strategy for managing mental health in your department? So what did I do just then in terms of pacing?
Slowed it down, varied it,
Uh-huh.
and it sounded a lot more authentic, like you were drinking.
It's more of an inquisitive tone.
Inquisitive, yeah, we call it a curious tone. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. And what that little ellipsis does, that little 1, 2, 3, can you walk me through like what you're doing to, it keeps me in control of the conversation because they're not going to interrupt and it makes sure that I don't sound scripted, like I'm reading off a script. Sam, can you just tell me a little bit more about what you're doing right now to kind of engage your team so that they are far more productive. And it allows Sam's brain, or whoever I'm speaking to, it allows their brain to slow down. Why is that important?
Looking, they're thinking about 101 other different things,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, they're typically thinking about 101 different things. So
Mm.
it pauses, the equipment pauses.
Yeah.
It keeps them present.
Correct. Yeah, it keeps them lingering onto every word that you're saying. Yeah. Next one. What inspired you to book the call, or what inspired you to join us at this event today, or what's the reason you're considering enrolling in XYZ program today? Next one. What's been stopping you from getting the same thing that I said with Ricardo earlier? What's been stopping you from doubling your property portfolio so far? What's been stopping you from doubling the number in your... How many people do you have in your sales team right now? What's been stopping you so far from getting from like 0 to more like 5? So that, most important word here, so that you can accelerate the business growth and like really build the business that you deserve. What's kept you stuck at this level? Now I'm establishing what? Problem. I'm establishing what the problem is, what the pain point is. Or another way of saying it is, what's been the biggest challenge that's been stopping you from... Oh, I just said that one, no. Yeah. Next one. How long have you been experiencing that challenge? Kevin, how would you frame that in your business? Sorry? No. How long have you been experiencing that challenge? Oh, sorry. Yeah. How long have you been experiencing that challenge? How would you frame that in your business? What challenge might they be facing? Sorry? Weight gain. Yeah. So, just for clarity, what's your... I can see that your weight here is X kg. Is that right? Perfect. And what's been the biggest challenge so far? Because I imagine that you've tried numerous different things, and I can see here on your kind of application form that you tried this and you've tried that, and you tried. What's been in the way so far? Like, what's been the biggest thing that's been stopping you from getting more down to like a kg? You see that? What did I do just then?
Mention their pain points.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody notice the stammer? Why did I stammer? Sorry? It sounds natural, and it is natural for me to do that. I'm not going. So, how long have you been like, what's been stopping you from getting from 30 kg a month to 10? You with me? Mm-hmm. So adding in intentional pauses, intentional stammers is a smart thing to do. Just being cognizantly aware. Yeah.
You know the next question, how long have you been experiencing that challenge?
Mm-hmm.
What's the value in asking them how long?
Yeah, that's pain. That's pain. So a very simple way of reframing that for your business is, like, when's the last time you've been on a world-class, amazing retreat with your family or with your loved ones? And if you ask me that question, it'd be, I don't know, probably about 17 years ago. And what kind of consequence do you think that's having on the relationship between you and the people that you truly care about? Or how's that been impacting X, Y, Z? How's that been impacting your team? What's the revenue of the business right now? Oh. And you've got how many people in your team? 69. And what's been in the way of, like, if that 69 people were operating at 10 out of 10 level, what would that do for your business, do you feel? Business is generating what, 2.9 million? What's been stopping it from doubling to 6? Well, out of 10 10 being amazing, top level performance, how would you grade your team? Most people will say 7. Okay, so if we can up that from a 7 to more like a 9, what would that do for your 69 people? You with me? So now we're establishing clear problem. We're establishing problem. And again, these questions are questions that you can ask in order to establish what the problem is. And when they give you an answer, you have to go deeper into the answer. Some people will take one question and then they will speak for 5 minutes. How do you interject at that point? a polite interjection. This is something that I've had to learn to do because I didn't have to do it before. So I had to learn a polite interjection. Some people will take that one thing and they will give you a 5-minute response. Some people will take that one thing and they'll give you a 1 or 2 worded answer. So especially when they give you a short answer, you have to learn to go further. This is what, I don't want to overload you, but I think many of you have seen this before, so I want to share it as a little recap. And it's called having real conversation. This goes back to our authenticity piece. Who remembers what the R stands for? Let's repeat. Give me a one-worded answer. I'm going to come to you, Selena, by the way. Jerome, give me a one-worded answer when I say, what's the number one thing that we need to accomplish on this call today? Jerome? Get more clients? When you say get more clients, can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that?
Sure. Yeah, so by getting more clients, I want to get more clients consistently because that's something I've been struggling with.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like consistency is really important to you. Yeah. It's what we call engage. Engage him with a label. So the quickest way to engage is to go seems like, sounds like, or feels like. I got this from the Chris Voss book. Anyone read the Chris Voss book, which is, what's it called? No, Never Split the Difference. Yeah, Never Split the Difference. So engage them with a label, tell them something about themselves. Seems like you're very committed to growing to your family. Seems like you're very committed to scaling your business. Seems like you're really committed to growing a property portfolio. Seems like you really want to create financial abundance for your family. Yeah, cool. Engage. And then at that point, you can ask. And then after that, you can lead. So if someone gives you surface answers, first thing to do is some version of repeat back what they said to them. Ellie, can you walk me through what you're doing to get more clients right now in your business?
So to get more clients right now, I've just been adding more call to action to my social media posts, and I've also incorporated a new referral program. Those are the 2 main things I've been focusing on right now. Perfect.
So social media and referral program. Perfect. Anything else? So I've just done a version of repeat. What did I ask him next? Anything else. I can't just stop at the surface level, because if he lets me get away with that, when it comes to asking for money, he's going to give me a surface answer, and that surface answer is going to be no. Do you get that? So I've got to pull out all of the clarity first so that I can identify what the best next step is. So when we talk about establishing the price point early, so a couple of things to think about and consider. One, can you send it to them in advance? So for example, when somebody books a call with us, in the email sequence, it says something, I can't remember because I wrote it last year, but it says something like, thanks so much for booking a call with us. We're really looking forward to speaking to you about world-class £2,000 Money Mastery Live program that helps you to X, Y, Z. That helps you to get more premium paying clients to your business. So it's embedded in the messaging, which means that when they jump on the phone, they're not surprised that it's a £2,000 price point. You with me? So that's one way to do it. Now, another way to do it, if I'm calling somebody or one of my team is calling somebody that's been on our email list, somebody that's around a database, and we don't know what their position is as such. Maybe we haven't contacted, maybe they don't, the last time they got in touch was 6 months ago. Then I have to establish price point early. Say, hey, Andrew, I can see that you are a relationship coach and generating around about £5,000 a month at the moment, and I'm curious, I'm calling to find out what we need to do to help you to get that more from like £5,000 a month to scale it to more like £10,000 a month. What have I done? Like, I'm calling him out the blue, and I'm going, Andrew, it's Jazz Rose from Money Mastery. How are you? You well? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Hey, listen, the reason for my call is I'm calling you to find out. I see that you contacted us about 5 months ago. You came to the one-day event. You didn't quite join for whatever reason, and I couldn't help but think that you were a perfect fit for Money Mastery Live. And I'm really curious to find out what we need to do to help you. I can see here that you're still generating around £5,000 a month. Is that right? And I'm really curious to find out, Andrew, what we need to do together to get you from £5,000 a month to more like £10,000 a month. I haven't gone to help you scale your business. That's generic. That's okay. That's like a 7 out of 10 frame. But if I go specific, and if I can see what he's earning on my database or what have you, or I can find that out quickly. Hey, Andrew, quick question. What are you generating per month in your business right now? Oh, £5,000 a month. Brilliant. So what do we need to do on this call today to help you go from 5 to 10? And then he's going to give me all of his stories around all of his problems. But I've established price point very early on. And then he's going to answer the question. Let's just do it live. What do we need to do to get you from more like £5,000 a month to more like £10,000 a month? Yeah, perfect. So I don't always do this, but I might say something like, in this example, I might say something like, perfect. So we've got, as you know, coming to our preview event last time 6 months ago, we have an amazing £2,000 Money Mastery Live opportunity where we can help you significantly increase those leads so that we can scale your business. Now, question is, what are you doing right now to get more leads? Can you see how I position price and move away from price very quickly? Why did I do that? Push the value, and if I know he's got £5,000 a month, then I know that £2,000 isn't a dissonance price point for him.
So you're focusing on the value.
Yeah, but I've also told him the price point so that I don't spend 20 minutes on the call, and at that point he might go, yeah, I don't have £2,000. It's like, sounds amazing, Jazz, but I just don't have £2,000. Perfect. So what can we do to help you get? And then I can reframe the conversation, and that might be a short 2 or 3 minute conversation. Then we might go, I don't have £2,000. I'm definitely not interested. Perfect. I just can't do it right now. Okay, perfect. When can you do it? So I'm now just establishing all of the points in the beginning up front, authentically, rather than waiting to the end.